Hello everyone, this is Shan Haider and it's time to play some games on our POCO X8 Pro to see how good it's going to perform when we are playing some of the high-end heavy graphics game on the highest possible graphics setting. We will also monitor the battery performance and whether we are going to face any heating issue or not. So here we go. So for this testing purpose, we have set the screen refresh rate to 120Hz. From the battery settings, we have selected the ultimate mode and right now the battery percentage is 97. To play all of these games, we are going to use Xiaomi's Game Turbo application where we have selected the high quality to get the best performance while playing these games. So first of all, let's start with the Injustice 2. So the graphics quality is really nice, lots of detail and everything.
But the breed needs this. I always find a soft spot. For the call! I'll pacify you. You will lose.
You're gonna play nice.
So as you can see, 3D graphics rendering is also quite nice.
I won't be patsy this time. Ring, do your thing. What's the brain dead to this?
I'm sick of people trying to kill me. Need to be all that breathing.
I won't be patsy this time. Semper Fi!
You'll make a nice chewy buns. Taste the raspberries.
And here you can see that you are getting 60 FPS while playing this game. So as you can see, there was no frame drop or lagging. The only thing is that the game is capped at 60 FPS, even though it can easily run at 120 FPS. So let's close it. Now let's play Call of Duty Mobile. So here in the graphics setting of Call of Duty Mobile, you can see very high graphics with max frame rate is selected. If I'm selecting the ultra frame rate, then the graphics quality is going to medium. So the maximum possible combination is max graphics with max frame rate or medium graphics with ultra frame rate. So I'm going to play the game on both of these graphics settings to see how much FPS we are going to get. And here in the download manager, you can see we have downloaded the HD resource pack to get the best graphics quality while playing this game on our POCO X8 Pro. So the graphics quality is brilliant, and you can see the 3D effect is really nice. And once again, if you have a look on the ground, you can see how much detail we are getting. Also, if you have a look on the internal components of the gun, you can see how nice it is. And we are getting 60 FPS here with max frame rate, max graphics quality. And once again, if you have a look on the ground, great quality graphics we are getting here.
Let's go! Lost the lead.
Attention! Enemy tactical unit detected.
So as you can see, no frame drops or lagging is happening. Everything is nice and smooth. And we are getting great graphics quality as well.
Lost the lead.
Tango down. Reloading. Cover me. Target down.
Lost the lead.
Chasing back. Cover me.
Lost the lead. Hostile hunter-killer drone inbound. Headshot!
Enemy down.
So once again, you guys see the graphics quality was really brilliant while playing Call of Duty Mobile on our POCO X8 Pro. So now I'm going to select medium graphics with ultra frame rate, and let's see whether we are going to get more than 60 FPS of that. So now we are getting 120 FPS, as you can see here. The graphics quality is still pretty nice, lots of details, and the gameplay is way smoother, as you can see.
We've taken the lead.
Once again, you can see no frame drops or lagging is happening, and we are getting 120 FPS constantly here.
UAV online. Reloading. Cover me. We've taken the lead. Bomb is ready. Stealth. We're awaiting orders. Mission accomplished. Work.
So as you can see, there was no frame drop or lagging while playing Call of Duty Mobile, and we were able to play it at 120 FPS as well as at 60 FPS, depending on whether you would prefer the better FPS or the better graphics quality. So after playing Call of Duty Mobile, I can feel that the frame is mildly warm. It's not hot, just a warm sensation on this aluminum frame here. And now let's play Asphalt Legends Unite. So here in the graphics setting of Asphalt Legends Unite, you can see we have selected the high graphics quality with custom mode frame rate is capped to 60. So unlike the POCO X8 Pro Max, this game supports only up to 60 FPS for the POCO X8 Pro, and rest of the graphics quality we have selected high or very high to play this game on the highest possible graphics setting. And let's see whether we are going to get 60 FPS or not, because of course we are not going to get 120 FPS as the game itself is restricting it to 60 FPS. So the graphics quality is impressive, as you can see. Great amount of details we are getting, and we are getting 60 FPS here. And right after I started playing Asphalt Legends Unite, I can feel that the frame is getting warmer now. So after playing Asphalt Legends Unite, this part is slightly more hot or warmer, we can say. It's not too hot, and the hitting sensation is now going down once we stop playing the game. But as you can see, there was no throttling issue or frame drops because of the rise in the temperature. Sudden spike in the hitting sensation on the frame here. So the gameplay was pretty smooth. The only thing is that it will run only at 60 FPS if you play it on POCO X8 Pro. So let's close it as well, and now let's play the last game for today, and that's PUBG Mobile. So here in the graphics setting of PUBG Mobile, you can see by default balanced graphics with extreme frame rate is selected. I can select HD with extreme, HDR with extreme as well. If I'm selecting Ultra HDR, then the frame rate is going to Ultra. So the maximum possible combination is Ultra HDR with Ultra frame rate, or the HDR with extreme frame rate. And then if I'm going to super smooth, then the frame rate is still extreme. The extreme plus etc are not available. So we got three combinations. So I'm going to play the game super smooth with extreme, and as well as with HDR and extreme, to see how much FPS we are going to get in both of these graphics scenarios. So here you can see that we are getting great amount of details. If you have a look on the ground, the texture, the sharpness and everything. Also, if you have a look on the costume of the character, the reflection of the light from the costume, the headgear and everything. And in terms of FPS, we are getting 60 FPS here, as you can see. So once again, if you have a look on the ground at the grass and everything, it's looking pretty nice in terms of graphics quality, and we are getting 60 FPS, as you can see. So once again, if you have a look on the ground, you can see how much detail we are getting. Everything is nice and smooth, and we are getting 60 FPS constantly here while playing PUBG Mobile on POCO X8 Pro. So once again, as you can see, no frame drops or lagging is happening. Everything is nice and smooth while playing PUBG Mobile on our POCO X8 Pro. And we are constantly getting 60 FPS here. That's the amount of frame rate we are getting on this graphics quality. So I'm just going to leave it here. After that, I will change the graphics setting. I will go to the super smooth graphics with extreme frame rate, and let's see whether we are going to get more than 60 FPS or not. So now I have selected the super smooth graphics with extreme frame rate, and let's see whether we are going to get better FPS this time or it's going to be 60 FPS only. So now if you have a look on the ground, you can see the graphics quality is reduced a lot. And we are still getting 60 FPS here, 62, 63 FPS. Most of the time it's 60. So it means that the graphics quality is reduced, but the frame rate is still at 60 FPS only. So does not matter whether we are going to play this game on higher graphics or we are going to play it on low resolution. It's going to be only up to 60 FPS. So better to play the game with higher graphics quality and the extreme frame rate, because in any case you will get 60 FPS but with better graphics quality. So I'm going to leave it here. Now let's talk about the battery percentage. So after playing all of these games exactly for 50 minutes, that's the duration of the video recording, the battery percentage moved from 97 to 87, 10% drop exactly after 50 minutes. So you can assume that you will get around 8.5 hours of screen on time while playing all of these high-end heavy graphics game on the highest possible graphics setting. Talking about the heating issue, after playing PUBG Mobile, the device is slightly warm, the back panel, and the frame, it's not hot as I said earlier as well. It's just mildly warm, and as we have seen, even though it was getting a bit hotter compared to rest of the game in Asphalt Legends Unite, there was no frame drop, no issues in the gameplay itself, so there was no throttling as well, and that's the good part. So even though the device is getting slightly warmer, it's totally under control and there is no impact on the gaming. The only thing is that some of the games like the Injustice 2 is capped to 60 FPS. Same goes with the Asphalt Legends Unite as well as in the PUBG Mobile. We were able to run Call of Duty Mobile at 120 FPS, but in rest of them, right now it's 60 FPS only, but maybe with some future update for the device as well as for the games, they will be capable of running at the higher graphics as well, because at least for Injustice 2, POCO X8 Pro is capable enough to run it easily at 120 FPS. So that's all for now, friends. Thanks for watching this video. If you found it useful, then give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, subscribe the channel, and I will see you guys next time in another video. Have a nice day.